Why is he selling this King Air? It's only got 3,500 miles on it. Why is he selling this thing?
Make his wife happy, he purchased a King Air for her, and shortly after, he ended up purchasing a private jet, and they find themselves flying around in their private jet, and they really have to use the coach.
What's going on, everybody? Andrew Steele here. Right now, I'm just hanging out in my living room, and normally you guys see me in RV resorts, but in my free time, a lot of the time when I'm not at RV resorts, I'm calling good friends, talking about what's going on in the RV world, and I happen to come across a couple RVs that are for sale by private party. I'm on the phone with Brian right now, and Brian has worked with all kinds of different RV dealerships and had his ear to the ground in the RV industry for several years. Brian, you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I started off in the RV industry in the early 2000s, 2001 as a RV technician, and I worked as a technician for about 12 years up until about 2012 when I switched to sales, and I've been selling motorhomes from 2012 to now, focusing mainly on the diesel pushers.
Yeah, and who do you work for right now?
Right now, I'm not really working anywhere. I'm just kind of hanging out at home and still in contact with a lot of dealers and customers. So they're reaching out to me and came across a couple nice deals on these motorhomes that some customers are wanting to sell, and they're asking me for their help.
What's the King Air? What's the story on this first King Air? This is a deal. I'm always looking at book, and I was just looking at it. Low NADA retail is $547 on this coach, and the customer's asking $550,000. It's a 2019 King Air with what, 3,500 miles? Did you say?
Yeah, 3484 to be exact, but yeah, right at 3,500 miles.
Well, tell us a little bit about this coach.
So the floor plan of this King Air is a 4549. This customer custom ordered this coach, so it has some unique features as far as a special ordered exterior paint job. The customer changed some colors around, so it'll be a one-off paint scheme out there in the RV world. He added the stainless steel trim package to go along with the custom paint. And then the nice thing about the King Airs, most of the options are all standard options, and there's only a few features that you can order in as an optional feature. It's got the outdoor TV, which is one of the features, and then the massage chairs for the captain's seats. It's got two satellites on it. One is the InMotion, and then the other is the HD Traveler, so when you're camped. And then it also has the prep for the stacker camera system. Outside of that, that's pretty much all the options, and then the rest of it would be decor options. It's got a Camelot decor with the cashmere rift oak hardwood interior with a Villa dinette power adjustable table.
So what's the story on this guy? Why is he selling this King Air? It's only got 3,500 miles on it. Why is he selling this thing?
So the customer previously had a Dutch Star, and then his wife had always wanted a King Air. So to make his wife happy, he purchased a King Air for her, and then shortly after, he ended up purchasing a private jet, and they find themselves flying around in their private jet, and they really have to use the coach other than 3 short trips. From Newmar to the dealer to his house, he probably had 1,800 miles on it. So he's barely used it on 3 short trips to acquire the 3,400 miles. He does have a transferable extended warranty that'll transfer because it is a private party sale. Anyone who purchased this coach, they would transfer the warranty in their name.
That sounds like a good deal. Anything else on that King Air that you think folks should know about?
It's been stored inside in a climate-controlled building, very well maintained. It looks brand new, and I mean, you won't find a better deal out there for the price that it's priced at.
You also mentioned that there's a Tiffin Allegro Bus that you know someone that's selling that as well?
Yeah, I have another customer who's got a 2016 Tiffin Allegro Bus. I believe that was the first year the floor plan, the 45 OP, came out. The unique thing about this bus is it was ordered with the 600 horsepower engine, which came with the Freightliner chassis. Most of the buses that you'll look out there for sale that are this floor plan and year are the 450 horse. Only seen 3 or 4 of them out there that had the 600 horse, and most of them were priced in that 329 to 339 range. And this customer is looking to list it for $299. Unique thing about this, he upgraded a jackknife flex steel sofa, something he purchased after he got the motorhome. So when he had the grandkids with him, the coach would tip out and work. He's got about 15,000 miles on this coach. I sent you the pictures so you can see the interior and stuff like that. He is putting brand new house batteries in it, so all the house batteries will be brand new. And most of the time he just short trips over the last couple of years.
Yeah, so why is he selling this coach? And what's his story?
He's actually wanting to downgrade. He's wanting to get the new Tiffin fifth wheel with the full body paint. I'm not sure the brand of the fifth wheel, but it is
the Van Lee, probably a Van Lee Beacon.
The top of the line Van Lee that they make. Exactly.
Yeah, the Van Lee Beacon.
Is the Beacon, definitely.
That makes sense. So cool.
He's not traveling as much, and he owns a campsite down at one of the lakes south of Kansas City, and he's just looking to put a fifth wheel there and have it sit. He's traveled the last 2 or 3 years on the bus, and he's just looking to have a fifth wheel down at his campsite now.
Okay, where are both of these coaches located?
Southern Missouri, kind of down by Lake of the Ozarks, Branson area down south. Both
coaches are in the same place?
Very similar. They're probably within an hour of each other.
Okay, so they're both within an hour of Branson, Missouri.
One coach is in Lake of the Ozarks. The other one's at Table Rock Lake.
And then you and I have another mutual client, and that's how I got to know Brian too. Brian and I know each other through a very highly respected friend, but we also have mutual clients. Before I bought my coach, I met several of my clients that said that they bought motorhomes through Brian and have relationships with them. And one of those is actually a King Are. I actually watched this King Are up in South Dakota. Really nice folks. What's the story? Is Dan selling his King Are? What's his story?
Yeah, I've been in talks with him. It doesn't look like he'll be back until April, and we're going to have that talk when he gets back. But we also might have another 2019 King Are that was custom ordered with a bunch of interior modifications, which makes his coach very special. But we should have that next month in April as well.
Is that coach out here in Arizona, or is it back in Kansas?
No, it's in a storage facility here in Kansas City, but the owner is in Arizona.
Oh, okay. No wonder I haven't heard from him. I was wondering why he hadn't called me to detail that King Are this year. So
yeah, no, he left it home and went to his home in Arizona.
Yeah, so Brian, while I've got you on the phone here and in front of all these folks on YouTube, I pick Brian's brain a lot here. He's just a wealth of knowledge. So what are some of the things, when folks are buying an RV, what's some of the advice that you have for folks out there on stuff they need to look out for and stuff that they need to do to be wise buyers?
I mean, the basics, just for anybody, if you've never owned an RV before, would be know that most banks are going to require you to have 10% down. And if you're buying a used coach, you could probably up that down payment to 15 to 20%, just depending on the age of the unit. And then most RVs outside of 10 years old, they definitely get a lot more complicated, and a lot of banks don't want to finance them. So knowing the age of the coach versus how much down payment you're going to need to actually be able to purchase the coach would be a big indicator. As far as just know your product, do your research, buy from a reputable dealer that, looks out for the customer as much as they look out for themselves, and someone that actually does do oil changes and goes through the coach and tries to fix it up as much as possible. I've worked at some dealers where they don't even change the oil. They have no idea when services have been done, and they just sell to the customer the coach without doing anything to it. So you really got to cover yourself. It's definitely worth paying for the inspection to get the inspectors to go out there and look at used coaches and stuff like that. Buying new, you're going to get the factory warranty. So just know you'll have issues, and it's just working through those and finding a good manufacturer that stands behind their product. The biggest thing is knowing the value of the coach. If a bank's wanting you to have a bunch of money down, it's probably because the dealer's selling it for more than what it's worth, and they're only willing to loan a certain amount on that coach. So there's a lot of factors that come into play when you're financing a recreational vehicle.
Yeah, so Brian, a lot of folks out there reach out to me, and if folks want to reach out to you and maybe pick your brain and have you analyze one of their deals, kind of like how I do, and I've reached out to you a few times, and I know it's time consuming for you to call 3 or 4 dealers and see kind of you have your ear to the ground, and then NADA, with the banks and everything. What would you charge someone to call you to analyze their deal, see what their coach is really worth, see what the coach they're buying is really worth, and analyze a deal for them? And is that a service that you would offer? And if so, what would you charge for something like that?
No, I'm definitely always looking to help the customer out. I mean, as far as analyzing the deal, going through and finding the proper buy bids for their trades and stuff like that, I mean, there would be some time involved in doing all that, but I think a fair price for everyone and saving them some money and putting my time and effort into it, I think $250 for these type of units would definitely be a reasonable price for everyone to analyze their deal, their trade values, and just questions they might not be asking themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been a great resource for me, and just kind of getting as much wisdom in the RV industry as possible. And if folks want to get in touch with you, is there an email address or phone number that folks can reach out to?
You can throw out my phone number, email address out on the YouTube channel. I also want to let people to know that through my connections, I do have a source of banking, so anyone looking to get a loan on an RV, I can put them in touch with those people to help with the financing of their RV as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Brian's a good non-biased resource. Brian doesn't work for any particular dealership, but has a lot of connections at a lot of different dealerships and has his ear to the ground. And I know a lot of people that have used Brian's assistance to help them find the right coach using all of his connections. So, and a real straight shooter, no BS guy. Brian, what's a phone number if folks want to call you?
All right, my cell number would be 719-494-6290.
Well, hey, Brian, I can't thank you enough for taking the time, and I appreciate all of you watching today's video. I always try to have my ear to the ground for all of you folks out there, and just some cool deals. So if some of you are looking for an Allegro bus or a King Air, hopefully today's video may help you and help you have a good idea price-wise, what stuff is going for, and just a couple coaches out there. So thanks again, Brian. Greatly appreciate you taking the time to share that with us. I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.